First off, I think it's fine. Yes, I'm a Nodus fanboy. Have been for a long time, since Wes and Cullen came on the scene, quite frankly, because I knew they were watch enthusiasts with a heavy influence from the earlier Seikos, which I'm a Seiko fanboy. So a lot of their inspiration, a lot of their watches, just kind of I vibed with. And fast forward many years now, and we have some more home runs from the brand Nodus. These are the 3 new colorways from the Deep series. I am biased. I love the Deep series. Most of them are Destros. They do have a right-hand drive one option, but they have the Destro. So listen, I even did a collab with them. This is my Random Rob limited edition one. So yeah, clearly I like the watches and the brand. But let's get into these because these are fresh off the press here, and you can get them now. Link in the description. They are selling them and shipping them like pretty quick, I think. So fantastic design because it works on so many wrists. I'll cover the size and you'll understand why. So at the bezel, almost 42, it's 41.9 millimeters how I measure it. But if you look, the case is only 38 millimeter. So it's the sector case, but with a 42 millimeter bezel essentially. So it looks and presents like a nice larger watch, but wears and feels much more comfortable that 38 millimeter sector case provides. So lug to lug, 47.3. I really think 47 millimeter on most dive watches is the sweet spot, the Goldilocks size for a lug to lug. Of course, some people would like to see a shorter lug to lug if you have a smaller wrist, but 47, pretty much universal. The thickness, I measure 13.8, flat sapphire crystal up top with AR coating on the underside. You have 20 millimeter lug opening and these excellent bracelets tapered down to 16 millimeter. Of course, they're going to use the Nodus clasp. Nodus. There's that beeping again. I always forget to close that out. So we have the toolless on-the-fly quick adjust for the bracelet. And then you have screw pins for the hardware. So super easy to size. Watch those. That one looks like it's out a little bit. And then you have that 7.4 millimeter screw down crown with the orientation indicated on it. So if you are having a hard time figuring out righty-tighty, lefty-loosey in the Destro orientation, you can just look at that crown and spin it that way, or just flip it around. And then it feels like 99% of all the other watches. It's just when you go to set the time, you're going to want to set it like this. Helps you get that orientation down. Inside, well, first off, the Deep is actually deep, right? 500 meter water depth rating on it. Inside, automatic movement, the Seiko NH35, in-house regulated to plus minus 10 seconds. All these watches come with a 2-year or 24-month warranty, whatever comes first. Yeah, I just said that. I know that. The lume on these is BGW9 Swiss Super Luminova, plenty bright, and you have color matched date wheels at the 6 o'clock position. So just fantastic looking watches. And yes, the crown and the bezel are DLC, so they will be scratch resistant as well. 120 click bezel. And of course, you have the dive timer, as well as on that inner part of that bezel, you have a 12-hour counter. So you can track a second time zone if you want. So multi-purpose. The yellow one here, called the Flare. If we jump on over to the blue-ish one, this one's called the Sky. Beautiful watch. I'll put them all on wrist here in a minute. Not all at the same time. I'll do them individually. My wrist isn't that big. And then the white one is the Polar. There's so many opportunities with this Nodus Deep. Like, I've been hounding. I'll share this with you guys right now. Chime in the comments if you're on board with this. But I've been hounding Wes to do a pink dial. Not a hot pink, not a light pink, but just a clean pink Nodus Deep. Maybe they could do it at a certain time of year and do it as a charitable thing, or maybe they could just make a pink one. I think I'd be on board with that. Would you guys? I think it would just be cool. There's not a whole lot of really cool pink watches out there, and I think this watch would look really cool in pink. That's just a little selfish, plug for me. What do you guys think? Would that work? I think it would. I guess more importantly, would you buy it? Because these are pretty affordable at only $599. And I think you get a heck of a lot of watch for $599. And of course, the yellow one. Do like the yellow one. Of course, I like the orange ones, but you can see I have a yellow retrospect in the background. That's part of their Vault series. In case you didn't know, they don't really call it the Vault series anymore. Now they call it the Watch Lab. So if you go to their website, kind of search around, click on some of the other models, even if it's one that you maybe aren't interested in, and scroll, and you'll see some different colorways. And then, of course, there's the, I think it's called the Watch Labs or something like that. I have the Avalon, I have the Deep, I have the Retrospect, and of course I have the Canyon, which was a collaboration they did with Matt Farah and the Smoking Tire. Love that one. And then now we're doing different colors in the Deep. Nodus is crushing it. So let's lume these guys up. I'm not going to be able to hold them all and lume them. What was I thinking? We're going to have to do this on the table. I only have 2 hands, and I'm trying to run equipment here too. Give me a break, will you? Let's just lume everything. I mean, we're going through the process here. Boom. Yeah. That's one big thing that, unfortunately, the Random Rob, as much as I love it, you don't have that lume bezel. You get the lume bezel when you go with that DLC one, like their standard offerings, and you get that lume bezel or crown. So much more lume on these. Very cool. Love them. Great option at only $5.99. Killer option. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next vid.